So we're going to open up Adobe Premiere. So hit the Windows button and you can just type in Premiere, and there it is, Premiere Pro. Okay, and as you click this, it's going to load up. It takes a little while to load up because it's a very big and very powerful piece of software. Now this is pretty much industry standard software for working with video. So don't be too overcome by how complex it looks, because it does look complex, and that's because it can do some really complicated and really clever things. But it can also obviously do some simple stuff. So by using Premiere Pro for your video project, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for being able to do some really cool things in the future, because you're going to start with the basics. So now you can see it's loaded up, and what this is a bunch of adverts for Adobe stock images. So I can just ignore that, and there I am ready to start my Premiere project. So one of the things to be aware of with working with videos is how big the files can get and what Premiere is actually doing with them. So the video files, first off, can be quite big. So you do need to be aware that if you're putting those in the cloud, so if you're saving them in your OneDrive or something like that, then it's going to take you longer to sync them and download them. So there's a lot to be said about doing what I've done here, and that's to create a folder for your video project that you're working on your desktop, which is going to be where you store all of your videos. So if I have a look in here, I've got my 2 videos that I'm going to edit together in there already, ready to go, and I'm going to save my Adobe project in that same folder as well. Now the second thing I mentioned is what Adobe Premiere is actually doing. So what Adobe Premiere is going to be doing is it's going to be storing all the details about these videos, how these videos have been changed and edited and cut. So it's not actually going to be producing a new video file until you ask it to do that. Now what that means is it means that if I decided to rename this or delete it or move it, then my edit in Premiere is not going to remember where it is or what I've renamed it to. So I'm going to mess up my edit in Premiere. So the point of telling you this is to encourage you to be really quite organized with your videos that you're going to be using for your edits. And it's a simple thing. Just make a folder somewhere local so you have quick access to it, and keep all the videos in there and your project in there. So with that being said, I'm going to go back to Premiere, and I'm going to go hit File and New, and I'll go to New Project, and this is where I set my location. So I'm going to hit Browse. I'm going to go to where that folder was on the desktop, Video Project. There it is. I'm going to select that folder, and then I'm going to give it my name. Now I'm doing a airport video, so I'm going to call it Airport. Don't worry about these other things. Those things we can set later. Again, see what I mean? Complicated stuff. So obviously you can find out these things, what these things are if you're interested, but we don't care. So now I can let Premiere start to create my project.